What? Hello Procrastinators, Sam here, and yeah, randomly today, the Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter account just laid out a bombshell out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere. Sonic Frontiers is going to be getting DLC in 2023. They did an entire 2023 roadmap for us. This is big news. This is very common for other games and other games that have like a live service type thing, but this is new for Sonic. I've never seen Sonic ever do a content roadmap of sorts, especially for DLC. Sonic games rarely ever get DLC, and when they do get DLC, it's usually pretty minimal. But this looks pretty substantial, so let's go right into it right now. If you guys go on to enjoy the video, please leave a like, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, because I also have my Sonic Frontiers spoiler review coming very, very soon. Sorry about the delay for that, but let's jump right into this video. Okay, so they have the content roadmap split up into 3 categories. The first one is Update 1. They're gonna have Jukebox. I guess Sonic is probably gonna have some sort of dancing emote of sorts. Alongside that, we're also going to be getting a photo mode. This is something that a lot of people actually wanted, and this was something I was questioning, because I do know in the game there was emotes, and it felt weird why there would be emotes but no photo mode to complement the emotes. Well, it looks like we're finally going to be getting a photo mode of sorts. And on top of that, we're going to be getting new challenge mode. This one's big. This one I'm actually really looking forward to on this list. One of my main complaints of Sonic Frontiers, and something that I was going to go more into in my spoiler review, which again coming soon, is the fact that it felt like some stuff was too easy. It felt like a lot of the challenges that we like in the game, like in 1-2 for example, or the first Titan boss, those were great, but it felt like as the game went on, it got easier for some reason. Like the progression was all wacky, so maybe new challenge mode will help with that. New challenge modes. I'm hoping they make the time very strict. I hope they make it hard. I hope they realize, you know, what made 1-2 so popular was the fact that it was really hard to get an S rank in that. So I really want them to incentivize people to try harder in this update, and I really hope they really pull out all the stops on that one and really make it hard. On top of that, though, I also want them to add some sort of mode where we can replay all the Titan bosses. I want a Titan boss select of sorts. We have arcade mode. I would like there to be like a Titan mode where we could just fight through all the Titan bosses, maybe some sort of boss rush of sorts. I think that'd be great to complement the challenge mode as well. There's so many ideas they could do here, but I'm really interested in knowing what the new challenge modes are. I hope we get more detail on that very soon. Then on the second part of the roadmap, we have Update 2. First, they just list out Sonic's birthday. They didn't give any information as to what that means, but yeah, Sonic's birthday. So we can expect June 23rd, 2023. They're probably going to have some sort of update for Sonic's birthday. What that is, we don't know, but that's something to look forward to, which is great. Open zone challenges. So this is going to be cool too, and this is something again that I mentioned in my review, that a lot of the challenges on the open zone maps, some of them seem kind of boring. Some of them were fine, but I did want more to be more speed based. I wanted more to be like maybe some races or something like that. And I one of the things I mentioned is they should look at the way that the DLC should be handled for Sonic Frontiers should be handled in the way the DLC has been handled for Sonic Speed Simulator on Roblox. I think that team is doing a great job when it comes to keeping that game alive and the people coming back to try out new stuff. I feel like some of the challenges could be something like that. Some speed-based ones, some races. You know, we have Island 4, which is practically a blank slate for them. If they really want to do some new challenges, I say Island 4 with those 6 towers. There's an entire area that we are just straight up not using in the game. They could use that island for these new challenges. So again, very excited to see what they do with that, and a lot of potential there. They also have new Koco in Update 2. New Koco. This is going to be so bizarre. So, yeah, if they have some sort of new Koco that spawns on the island, I think that's cool. But, you know, for people that don't know yet, the Koco aren't really a big deal in Sonic Frontiers. They are in terms of the narrative and the story, but not really in terms of gameplay. You can collect them, and through them you can upgrade your speed and your ring capacity, but in Sonic Frontiers, it doesn't really matter. Your speed capacity is really, your speed is really just, you're changing how fast he climbs walls, and it just feels like it's not that big of a deal in terms of gameplay. And the ring capacity, you know, again, not a big deal. In fact, a high ring capacity makes it harder to get the fastest speed possible. So I'm wondering what this new Koco means, what they're gonna do with it. I'm hoping they could probably add something that make that give you more incentive to collect the Koco, like maybe some sort of Koco garden of sorts. I highly doubt that. I'm just talking right now, but I highly doubt that. But I'll be honest, I don't really care if there's a new Koco. Like, I guess that's cool. Is it worth mentioning as a major feature of the update? Probably not. If it's just an aesthetic thing, it's probably not a big deal. So out of everything on this list, the new Koco is probably the one thing I don't really care about, unless they do something more with the Koco. If they do something more with the Koco, then by all means, that's great. But right now, it's kind of like a meh type thing. All right, update 3. This is the big one. This is the one that made me rush to my computer to make this video. Playable characters and new story. This is unheard of in the Sonic the Hedgehog world of video games. The only thing I could think of that maybe comes close is Sonic Mania Plus, maybe? But that's barely anything. We have actual new story here. This is fantastic. This is great. And I think the game really needs this. Again, I'm going to be talking more about this stuff in my spoiler review, so stay tuned to that. But I'll talk a little bit about it here. There's a lot in the story that it leaves questions, especially near the end of the game. And I feel like this is a great opportunity for them to answer those questions and maybe patch some gaps in the story, patch some holes, some loopholes that have been left behind. Again, for those that didn't beat the game already for some reason, I'm giving you a warning now to leave. But the one thing I do want to mention is the fact that the end, I feel like it just kind of came and went. Maybe they could talk more about that in some regard, like explain that, please. Obviously, Sage at the end coming back. I assume that was going to be for the next game. But maybe they want to shoot their shot now and have Sage, have that be somehow integrated in this update and sorts, which I'm okay with that. They want to shoot their shot now and have Sage just come back for these updates. That's fine. There's a lot they could do here. There really is. I could go on all day about what they could possibly do in terms of story. I think the big thing too, if the story is a prequel of sorts, like happens before the end of the game, they could probably add Eggman and Sage's relationship, add more to it, because on this list they have Sage next to the playable characters, so they definitely have something planned with Sage in these updates. And yeah, I think it would be a great idea for them to maybe show more of that relationship building, that bonding between Eggman and Sage, so that way it makes the ending a little bit more impactful. If it is a prequel. If it's an after the fact thing, then yeah, talk about the end, talk about more of the ancients, give us more lore. I think that'd be great to sink our teeth into and would complement the game well. The playable characters is a big thing though. The fact that they're showing Tails, Knuckles, Amy tells me we're going to be playing as Tails, Knuckles, Amy. This is the first time we've been able to play these people since Sonic 06 in a mainline Sonic game. People are going to mention Sonic Boom, but Sonic Boom was a spin-off. Sonic 06 was the last mainline Sonic game we were able to play as Tails, Knuckles, and Amy in this game. So this is fantastic. I'm really curious on what they're going to do with their gameplay style. I really hope they do kind of make them Sonic clones in terms of base performance. I want them to be fast. I want them to be able to traverse these Sonic, the levels designed for Sonic as these characters. How they're going to do that, I'm really not sure. I'm I'm kind of scared. This is the part that makes me scared, is how are they going to make their gameplay? They play all radically different. That's what makes these characters so likable, is the fact that on top of Sonic's speed, you also have Tails, which has the speed but can fly. You also have Knuckles, which has the speed but has the power. He has the combat. And you have Amy, who... I don't even know. She's been so inconsistent. I'm hoping she goes more like her Sonic Heroes route. I hope she has the speed and she could use her hammer to destroy things. There's a lot they could do here. I'm hoping with Tails, they have a lot of like new challenges to the world where you have to like fly and maybe fly through like rings and collect stuff up in the sky. I think that'd be great incentive, because there's a lot of floating platforms in Sonic Frontiers, so that would give Tails something to do in these open zones. Knuckles, I think this is great. The whole thing about Sonic Frontiers is combat. So I really hope if they do put Knuckles in here, they give him the works. They let him have a lot of combos to be able to fight enemies. Maybe he could, I want him to be able to glide, definitely be able to glide. I'm wondering if he would have the ability to wall climb. And if he does, I'm hoping it could be on all the surfaces of this game. If he does, it would make Ares Island a lot of fun to play as. And then you have Amy again. So yeah, there's a lot they could do here. Will they remake some of the levels with the design of these characters in mind? I hope so. Will they? Probably not. I hope they do though. And especially if they do a new story stuff. If they do add more to the map, they add like new structures, new levels. I hope they design with these characters in mind and make it fun, make it playable, make it enjoyable. I think that's the big thing here. And one of my main things with Sonic Frontiers is the fact that Sonic's gameplay is fun, but a lot of the design it's good, but it's not great. It's not perfect. It's not where it should be. So I really hope that going forward, when they add whatever they want to add, they use that as an opportunity to address that. They use that opportunity to have these playable characters fun in worlds designed with their speed, their power, their flight in mind. They also just quickly dropped that they're going to be doing something for the holidays. They're going to have a holiday cheer suit for Sonic and Sonic Frontiers for the holidays, which looks cool. It's a nice little thing. And I hope they do more stuff like this as well. I do hope they do add more cosmetics to Sonic as this update goes on. There's a lot of room for cosmetics going forward, because there wasn't a whole lot of that in the game itself. But also I do hope, and this is a big hope too, I hope they do just basic quality of life stuff to the game as well on top of this update. I do think the game does need it. There is obviously some glitches that could be ironed out, some hit detection on the bosses that could be ironed out, and again, new features like, you know, just basic boss rush selection or a boss selection of sorts would be great. I do think there is some room for quality of life improvements as well on top of these updates, so I hope they keep up with that as well. Wow, this is fantastic. I am very excited for this. Please hit the bell, hit the sub button, and that way you guys can stay up to date to my channel, because I'm going to be covering everything in 2023 as things come out. We're going to have streams for each update. Maybe I'll do a video talking about each update. I'm going to be staying tuned to everything happening for Sonic Frontiers going forward. Sonic Frontiers is probably one of the best things to happen to this series in a long time. I really enjoy Sonic Frontiers. It's a lot of fun. So again, if you guys haven't had Sonic Frontiers yet, go out and get it. It's actually on sale right now. It's a great price too. But yeah, I think another big thing I should leave off on to end off the video is the fact that this is all free. Everything I've talked about is free. This should be praised, because this is definitely a different SEGA compared to when Forces came out. If you guys remember, they tried to make us buy Supersonic for like $2 or $3, and the fact that they thought that was a good idea, the fact that we even had to do that in the first place, it kind of felt like a slap in the face. The fact that they said, you know, no, this is all free, all you have to do is own the game. This is fantastic. This is a completely different SEGA compared to 2017, and I think we should praise this in the community, thank them, and incentivize them to keep doing this for other Sonic games. As time goes on, I want these games to have longevity. I want them to have, I want them to be able to, if they want to have these long 5-year gaps at least have a content roadmap like this, have DLC to supplement the game after the fact, so that way it gives them time. It gives us the players something to do while they're developing the next game. So I think this is great. In terms of the business side of things, I hope that, you know, SEGA is giving the team more assets to work with, more resources, more of a budget, more team members, because I don't want the entire team to be focused on DLC and not developing stuff going forward. I really want Sonic Team to have like the RGG studio treatment. I want them to have more people. I know recently they were hiring for new people at SEGA of Japan, which is great for Sonic Team, but I really hope SEGA is giving this team the assets and the resources they need, where the team can adequately make updates like this, fulfilling updates, while the other half of the team is working on the next project. And that way it gives these gaps, these long gaps, meaning. You know what I mean? So with that said, I'm super hyped for this. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sonic Frontiers Content Roadmap 2023 is looking fantastic, and I'm going to be covering it all. I'm super excited. It's something to look forward to. We get playable characters again. Oh my god. All right, so with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is Sam, signing out. See you later, procrastinators.